Joy Behar gets devastating news after running fake news about Trump. She's done. The women of The View brought Democratic New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand on their show Monday so that they could all bash Donald Trump's American Healthcare Act. During the interview, Joy Behar launched a vile racist attack on white men, but viewers didn't let her get away with it. Conservative 101 reported that liberal idiots like Behar claim the bill is sexist because if you choose not to pay for it, get pregnant, and then decide you want government healthcare to pay for your pregnancy, then the cost will be higher than the people who pay for it on a regular basis. Somehow, this logic makes sense in the minds of liberals. Of course, liberals are really only concerned with the fact that some white men voted in favor of the bill. When you look at the photo of the people that are deciding, working on this bill, look at the 13 senators. They're all men, Sunny Hostin said. Do any of them have female genitalia? Maybe we're missing something, Whoopi Goldberg chimed in. White men. White men, Behar barked, before saying why she thinks the bill was sexist. Because women do have a lot to lose, Gillibrand stated. We were really discriminated against by healthcare companies without Obamacare. We were charged more. Being a mom was considered a pre-existing condition for some people. The fact that we would be charged more because we are women because we might get pregnant, and when we are pregnant that was being considered a pre-existing condition. And it's offensive and it's troubling that there are no women. Had Behar mouthed off about black men, she would have already lost her job by now. However, since she targeted whites, ABC has no intention of firing her. Despite this, Twitter users made it clear that they are sick of her nonsense. Share this story if you think Joy Behar should be fired. Obama's ex-girlfriend discloses shocking sex life in bombshell biography. President Obama's ex-girlfriend has a lot to say about the former president. And much of it is raising eyebrows. Pulitzer Prize winner David Garrow has just published an enormous political biography on Barack Obama. The 1,461-page book, Rising Star, The Making of Barack Obama, took 9 years to research and write. The book discloses a great deal about Obama's sex life and his drug use. But the most interesting part of the biography may be the extensive interviews with Obama's former girlfriend, Sheila Michie Jager, who the former president proposed to twice. Jager, who is half Dutch and half Japanese, is a professor of East Asian Studies at Oberlin College in Ohio. Jager and Obama met in the mid-1980s in Chicago. Obama was very smitten by the young beauty, and they moved in together fairly quickly. The author, Garrow, writes that Jager claims that Obama talked about marriage all the time. He writes, in their evenings at the spacious apartment on South Harper, Barack read literature, not history, while Sheila had more than enough course readings to occupy her time. Jager also said that Obama loved sex, and they had it all the time. Barack is a very sexual and sensual person, she told Garrow. Sex was a big part of our relationship. Obama asked Jager to marry him during the winter of 1986. But Jager's father was a conservative Republican and did not like his daughter's new boyfriend. Their relationship was strained, and whenever they discussed politics, Obama ended up getting beat up. Jager's father was strongly against the marriage. Shortly after the breakup, Obama started dating Michelle Robinson, soon to be Michelle Obama, then a law firm colleague. But while Obama was dating his future wife, he continued having sex with Jager for at least a year. Yes, the liberals' beloved Barack Obama was cheating on Michelle for at least a year. Apparently, he's not a whole lot different than Bill Clinton. Jager admits I always felt bad about it. Garrow said that after finally leaving Jager, Obama decided to marry Michelle, but it was more politically motivated than out of love. Who more than Michelle Robinson and her family could personify the strong, deep roots of Black Chicago? He writes. Garrow did not mean for the biography to be critical of Obama. In fact, he describes himself as a full-blown Sanders socialist. But he is disappointed in who Barack Obama has become. Up through 2004, this was someone who lived a very modest, middle-class paycheck-to-paycheck life, and so to see him, as president, With his infatuation with celebrities and all this money and private airplanes, I've just really come to feel that who he is now is astonishingly different from who he was up through 2003. To me, this is a much more substantive point than who was his girlfriend in 1987. Feel free to share your thoughts on this article in the comments section. Breaking: Michelle Obama breaks silence, makes infuriating announcement. Millions of Americans were hoping that Michelle Obama would leave the public eye for good once she had left the White House. Needless to say, the Obamas are ego-driven, narcissists who loves to virtue signal their noble causes so their adoring supporters can continue to stroke their egos. USA Today reported that Michelle appeared on Good Morning America on Monday to issue a message to students graduating from college this year. Addressing the students, Michelle said that both she and Barack are so proud of you. To all the students in this graduation series and across this country, I want to congratulate you for reaching higher to get the education you need for the life you want to live, she said. And to all the young people out there who are still figuring out your next steps, I want to encourage you to keep working as hard as you can and to empower yourself through higher education, she added. And then get out there and use that education to give back to your family, your community and your country. Thanks so much and congratulations again to the class of 2017. This came after Michelle attended the star-studded college signing day event on Friday, which was attended by A-list celebrities like Nick Cannon and Bella Hadid. Clearly, Michelle is going nowhere since the nauseating love fest between the mainstream media and the Obamas are still going strong. Alert: ABC furious after photo exposes reporter's fraud live on air. It's amazing that the mainstream media still wonder why the American people no longer trust them. Lindsay Davis, an ABC News correspondent from South Carolina, has been caught lying to the American people. An anonymous cameraman caught ABC faking a crime scene. Yellow tape reading Sheriff's Line Do Not Cross can be seen attached to ABC's own equipment. It was simply placed in a random field in South Carolina. The ABC News crew was sent to report on a horrific story of a 30-year-old woman, who managed to escape a sex offender who was holding her captive in a storage container. However, the gruesome details alone were not enough for Lindsay Davis, who wanted to look like a real journalist reporting live from the scene of a crime. The segment was filmed for the popular morning news show Good Morning America. Davis was proud of the coverage and shared the segment via Twitter, however ABC has since taken the video down. The management at ABC News has admitted to wrongdoing and decried the practice as completely unacceptable. They have punished the producer responsible, and taken the equipment and tape out of the field. Yet, it is clear that ABC has only apologized because they were caught. ABC News was also caught lying in April last year, when a producer completely fabricated a guest list for an exclusive New York restaurant. This was after the establishment refused to reveal the original. The ABC News crew was originally called out by their competitors at CNN, who obtained the picture from an anonymous source. CNN has started to cannibalize the other networks in a desperate attempt to distract the American people from their own news fakery. Ironic. It is no wonder that the American people do not trust the mainstream media. Polling indicates that the media is trusted less than Congress, with only 6% of Americans expressing confidence in the media. The media is not lying more, they have always lied. Instead, it is now easier to discover the media's lies than ever before. YouTube ensures that every segment is preserved for posterity, and everyone is carrying a camera in their pockets, to ABC's chagrin. Can you think of other instances of the media lying to us? Please share the story on Facebook and tell us what you think, because we want to hear your voice. Report: expert claims North Korea could launch EMP attack on U.S. grid. A top congressional expert is warning that North Korea may have the ability to hit the United States with an electromagnetic pulse attack designed to wipe out critical electrical systems. Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, Executive Director of the Task Force on National and Homeland Security, a privately funded think tank, and Chief of Staff of the Congressional EMP Commission, said that dictator Kim Jong-un's regime may be covertly putting together such a strike, known as an EMP, aimed at crippling America's infrastructure. According to the UK Independent, an EMP is a nuclear weapon could wipe out electrical systems from above. While North Korea doesn't have a missile program that could launch an EMP over the United States, it does have a satellite program that might be able to do so. In an interview on Aaron Klein Investigative Radio over the weekend, Price said that the Kilometers 3-2 and Kilometers 4 satellites, launched in 2012 and 2016, respectively, are on trajectories optimized for an EMP attack. They are positioning themselves as sort of a nuclear missile age, cyber age version of the battleship diplomacy, in my view. So that they can always have one of them, satellites, very close to being over the United States or over the United States, Price said, according to Breitbart. Then, if a crisis comes up and if we decide to attack North Korea, Kim Jong-un can threaten our president and say, well, don't do that because we are going to burn your whole country down. Which is basically what he said. I mean, he has made threats about turning the United States into ashes and he connected the satellite program to this in public statements to deter us from attacking. If you wanted to win a new Korean war, added Pry, one of the things you would certainly consider doing is taking out the United States homeland itself. Pry also said disguising EMPs as satellites wouldn't be